Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Southern Nazarene University, campus here in Bethany, Oklahoma. David Noblet alongside with the GAC Male Scholar-Athlete of the Year, Colin Pasque. Colin, an awesome year for you, man. Not only were you GAC Scholar-Athlete of the Year, Elite 90, men's indoor, two-time All-American in pole vault, finished with a 3.94 this semester in biology and chemistry. So not an easy major, but I mean, tell us a little about, just kind of this year has been kind of crazy, but exciting. But also tell us about your thoughts on this award.
Yeah, actually, I just want to start out by thanking all of the faculty athletic representatives for voting for me on this award. It's a huge honor to receive, especially representing our great school here at SNU. But yeah, it's been a crazy year. I PR'd by I think 8 inches total throughout the year in the pole vault, and balancing that and academics at the same time definitely was a challenge, but it's been a huge year of growth, and I'm very, very excited for obviously my senior year and what's going to happen next year. So,
tell us how you're able to balance. Like, what's your schedule like? What are the types of things? And not only, like I said, managing athletics
right,
as well as academics, but a personal life as well. Do you get some time off during the summer at least a little bit?
Yeah, actually, summertime is usually my time off. I usually like to take about a couple weeks off after nationals and relax a little bit, but then you start preseason or off-season training, and then preseason starts in the fall. So it's pretty much year-round for track and field. But fortunately, with pole vault, the schedule is pretty flexible as far as practicing goes and things like that. Since I pole vault, I do a lot of stuff with a sprint squad, and I also do a lot of stuff with the strength and conditioning guys, and then obviously I go to pole vault practice, so it's kind of hard balancing all those things at once. But the training schedule has been really good, and as far as academics goes, I just basically I study until I go to sleep, and then I wake up and kind of repeat the next day. It's eat, go to class, eat again, go to practice, and then study. And I'll get a little time off on the weekends, but usually it's a pretty structured schedule throughout the week. So
what are you doing down in the summer? Do you still trying to stay in shape a little bit, obviously, but is it nice to kind of give the brain, I guess, a rest from classes and whatnot?
Absolutely, yeah. I just took the MCAT for medical school a couple weeks ago, so since then I've been taking some time off. Haven't opened a book since then, but yeah, usually I just relax a little bit, and I usually train about 4 or 5 days a week, so I like to keep the body in shape for sure. But yeah, this time is just time for healing and relaxation and letting the mind rest a little bit from competition and things like that, because that can definitely wear on you with the 6-month-long track and field season. So,
also joining us is head cross country and track and field coach Billy Miller. Coach, talk about the type of student athlete that Colin is, and this type of individual that you love to have in your program.
Colin's fantastic. When you're recruiting a young man, you really kind of know what you're getting. You hear some things, you get some recommendations, but then they come into the program, to the university, and you just see everything escalate. And he's just such a great role model to our program, in the classroom, at the track meets. Many of our student athletes on the team really look up to him. He may not know that, but we see it in how they relate with each other. They go over there and watch him pole vault, and they make it an effort. And like he said, he goes to sprint practice. He'll come out. He's been out to some of the distance training practices. We see him out there, and then he does his pole vault, and then his studies. And so we have other students who run that same gauntlet every day. And so he is a primary example of what a student athlete is all about.
He made some tremendous strides in the pole vault this year. Again, 2-time All-American. The first time we've really had, outside of Grayson Hall, somebody qualify,
right,
for an event at Division II Nationals. Talk about what was different this year.
In indoor, and he probably remembers the turning point, and he has a great pole vault position coach, Coach Bergenbright. He went through here, and he hit a rough spot in indoor, and he had a spiritual, guidance, position time, where he just said, I got to let go. He was trying to bump a little hard, and we had a little talk. Coach Ergenbright talked with him, and from that point on, when he just said, God, it's in your hands, it just started happening.
You kind of touched on that spiritual moment. I remember coming home from that Pittsburgh State meet, riding with you guys.
That's where it was.
And I was sitting in front of, Grayson and Colin, and just listening to them, and I thought I was listening to two divinity students, who were 30 years old or something, or pastors behind me. But talk about that character in him and how that, again, kind of propels him.
Right. At the school, we have the model character cultural Christ, and we have students who really involve themselves in that, whether it's in the community, whether it's around the campus, on the team. And like I said, Colin's one of those leaders. You got Colin, you got Garrett, you had Grace and Andrew, and many others, the young generation. They see what the level of expectation is from these gentlemen and Colin himself, and that's what it's all about. They love to witness, and they love to tell their story.
What an amazing year, Elite 90 in indoor, a huge award, as well as, again, two-time All-American. It's hard to find one or the other sometimes, but to be able to get both is something that you've got to walk away, even next year with a huge smile on your face after watching him come through for 4 years. Right.
And that Nationals, pole vault's one of those deals you don't wish ill will on other athletes anytime, of course, but pole vault's one of those deals you're kind of hoping other people miss, their heights, or their attempts. And so watching there at Nationals, a lot of them were really struggling with the wins. And, Colin's kind of used to the wins. And so sitting there, seeing him just have success, and there became a turning point there. It was like, okay, I think he was at like 16.8, and if he made it, we knew he would get in there. And I was kind of watching from the stands, and he just had a calm about him. And we talked afterwards, and he knew that was a turning point. So he said, I just felt the calmness, and he had a spiritual moment, and everything was there.
Gentlemen, appreciate your time. Once again, Colin, congrats.
Thank you very much.
Again, Colin Pasque, your GAC Male Scholar-Athlete of the Year.